Yeah, Coach, Kyle Pitts was named the Offensive Player of the Week today, coming off of that performance. What do you have to say about how he performed in that game, and is that something that you all can duplicate here moving forward?
Yeah, I think Kyle obviously played extremely well. We kind of knew early in the week it was a premier game for Kyle just in terms of the matchups on the other side of the ball, and he took advantage of it. He took advantage of his one-on-one opportunities against safeties, against linebackers, and then I thought his detail and zone coverage was really good. It's something we've been emphasizing, and it's showing up in a big way, just those next-level details, and I thought – obviously, he played great. Kirk did a great job distributing the football. As far as going for Kirk, or depending on each week and the matchups and the game plans, things can obviously be so much different based on the opponent you're playing. But Kyle's had a great season. Obviously, he's gotten some more opportunities. When Drake's been out, but can't say enough good things about KP and just his growth and development as a player, the details that are showing up. One of his biggest values is as a blocker. If he can continue to show that he can be a blocker, then we'll get favorable matchups like we're hoping in the pass game. But he's had a great season. Looking for him to just gain a ton of confidence off of that and finish the season off really strong.
Are you expecting Buda Baker to see him some? And that looks like a little different matchup if that's the case.
Yeah, again, kind of diving into the scheme, it's a completely different scheme than what we faced a week ago and even what we faced previous weeks and previous weeks to that. I think these guys are very unique. I got a lot of respect for their coaches and the way that they do things. It's a different scheme in terms of some of the things that they're activating with Buda. Obviously, everything revolves around him. He's a great run player. Sometimes he's in there feeling like a linebacker. And so, was in the division with him for a long time. He's always been an impact player for them. It's all built around him, like I said. So we'll see what those kind of matchups end up looking like. Is it more zone? Is it more kind of match man? We'll kind of end up seeing once the ball is kicked off. But this defense, like I said, I got a lot of respect for the coaches on that side and the way that they do things. I know they've been a little bit banged up, but they do some unique things, which is pretty cool, and they do a great job with it. And obviously, it's all centered around Buda.
How do you plan to adjust for Josh Sweat moving around? I saw him rushing from a guard spot.
Yeah, they do a good job moving around. He's a premier pass rusher. Has had a great career, so we got to always be mindful with where he's at. Feel good with our tackles, the way that they've pass protected. So we gotta obviously know where he's at all times. If we can get extra presence with the tight ends and with the halfbacks, we definitely we'll take advantage of that. But he's definitely a guy you got to have your mind ready for.
I think Kirk has proven something over the last 4 games.
I think he's just played Kirk's football. I know, last year he played a lot of great football for us. I know the way that it ended at the end of last season after the Saints game, just kind of banged up and things like that. But I think Kirk's always obviously been a great starting quarterback in the league, and it's been cool to see him obviously a year off of the injury. You can tell he's feeling good. He's throwing the football really well. It's been great to just see him just go cut it loose and play football. I think that's been the biggest thing with all the guys. But seeing Kirk go out there, enjoy being around his teammates. We were just at walkthrough. He's cutting jokes in the huddle. He's enjoying playing the game, which is a lot of fun for all of us to see. But Kirk's, you'd have to ask him if it's a prove it type thing. Everybody's competitive, but he played a lot of really good football for us last year as well. So we're not surprised, obviously, that he's playing. They played really well, especially last week. So just wanting him to continue to enjoy playing with his teammates and finish the season the right way.
And the reason why I ask is because, and this is a what have you done for me lately type of league, and our last memories of Kirk were 9 interceptions in 5 games, and he's in his late 30s and he's coming off the injury, and I'm sure there are some people that wrote him off, and now the last 4 games you all have 2-2. We had a really good game against the Bucs last week. That's why.
Yeah, no, 100%. I completely know where you're coming from too. I think for us internally, we've seen Kirk, especially training camp and all throughout the season in practice. So for us, we see Kirk as Kirk as we know it. I know for the outside, getting to see him play and do his thing has been awesome. So, but yeah, no, 100% understand where you're coming from there, Mark.
You have a sample size now with Kirk under center, not specifically under center, but playing the quarterback position for you. What have you seen from him in the way that the offense has kind of evolved with him taking?
Yeah, I think we've, it's not only with Kirk, but just the rest of the guys, and the guys have been, available. Obviously, Drake's been out for 5 games now, and Kirk's been in all those. So we've had to adjust and adapt and, do some different personnel packages with 13s, with 12s, with 21, just finding different ways to – football is great because there's so many different ways to move the football. Obviously with Mike, we can move it one way. With Kirk and the personnel that we have each week, you're just always game planning for that specific week based on the opponent. But I think Kirk's done a great job handling whatever we've thrown at him, and the rest of the guys have played some good football. I think it was awesome to see. I remember – 2 weeks ago with the Jets, we were saying, hey, can't wait for the guys to get another opportunity in a close game to make those plays. And that was what was cool to see the other night is nobody had to go outside the framework of their job and just throwing and catching. And we made a ton of big plays down the stretch, and Kirk has a great history of that, obviously, leading the charge. So it's been fun to see him, like I said earlier, just cut it loose, go play football, done a great job, and we just got to continue doing that.
In your experience, do players have a prime physical age, not like years of service, but just age? I'm thinking in context of Kyle and how relatively young he is.
Sure. No, I think it's a great question. I was thinking about this the other day because we view so many of these guys when they come in, and they got to be ready-made. Like, they got to be playing at year one to the level of where they're drafted. And obviously Kyle had a great first season, but all these guys are developing. They're getting better. Kyle's a very young player. He was drafted so young, and he continues to mature with his process off the field. He's done a great job in the classroom with Koger and all the finer details, and just playing football and just understanding what defensive structures look like and the different defenses that present. It's the same thing with Kyle. It's the same thing with Drake. It's the same thing with Bijan, with Mike. We anticipate and expect these guys to just come in and just own the league, and there's definitely moments that you have of doing that. But football is it's an intricate game, and there's different schemes, and there's so many nuances and details that it just takes time. It takes reps. It takes familiarity with the system. Our guys are in year 2 now, and I continue to think that in year 3 they'll just continue to grow even more. So I was thinking about that literally the other day, because it's like Kyle is so young, but he's still a developing player. So it's been cool to see him kind of put a lot of things together this season. In terms of the age range for, a lot of the times it's like kind of like 27 to 31-ish, around there. You get to see a lot of football. You're in great physical shape. You understand what the weekly rhythm is, how to take care of my body, how to study film. I mean, that's a hard part for a young guy. It's just like, okay, I'm watching film. What am I really watching? Okay, how's this opponent playing? How's this defensive back's technique? How's this edge player playing? So there's so many things that go into it, and like I said, we just expect these guys just right away to to take the league by storm, and there's definitely cases of that. But these are still young, developing players that continue to get better and continue to just get more experience as they go.
I think Kyle's only 1 year older than Travis Kelce when Kelce had his first NFL catch.
Is that right?
Yeah.
Which is a pretty stunning.
Yeah. Oh, it's to your point. I mean, it's he's been in the league for so long now. You just think that, but there's still a developmental stage, and I can remember when I was 25. I wouldn't say I was the most buttoned up with a lot of things. So these guys are developing. They're doing a great job. Our coaches are doing an awesome job. Koger's done a great job with Kyle all season, just with those finer details that it takes.
Yeah, Coach, what are some of the issues as you get ready for the Cardinals with the big tight end there and a young receiver that's getting a lot of attention out there?
Yeah, when I was with the Jets, we went out there last year, and not to say I slept on McBride, but I slept on McBride, and he blew me away. Just the energy in which he plays with, like, he is really the engine of that offense, and really the engine of the team in some ways. It's they do a great job, especially early in games, getting him touches to get him revved up, and then ultimately I think he revs up everybody else. He feels very Kittle-ish in that way. I'm not saying they're the same player, but the way I think the 49ers offense operates at a different level when Kittle is in the lineup, it's the same thing with McBride. He does everything well, and he is an absolute problem with the ball in his hands, which I can attest to. I saw single-handedly him beat corners and safeties and linebackers, and he's just a mismatch in every which way. So, fantastic player. I know people say this too often, but he really is a generational type player. I think he's one of the better tight ends. I think over the course of time, he'll prove to be one of the better tight ends that's played this game. And then Jacoby Brissett is a guy that I absolutely hate playing. Like, he is, God, it just, every time he comes in, it's like, okay, we got the backup quarterback, you know. He's not a backup quarterback. He's just not. You know, he's a guy that just, I think he's been in so many systems and he's been in so many buildings that I think he understands defense at such a high level. You see it, and it's just so consistent on the tape. I was showing the fellas this morning, like, if you are off a centimeter, like, he's going to find the crack, you know, and he's going to make you pay for it. So just, you know, fantastic at reading defenses, finding flaws in your defense, and feeding the correct guys, you know. And like you said, Michael Wilson is I don't know where he came from. You know, this kid is an absolute problem. Route runner. He's excellent with the ball in his hands, and they're finding ways to get him the ball. So this is gonna be a great challenge. It is.
And I just Googled it. Marvin Harrison's returning to practice. Little Marvin.
Yeah. Is he little Marvin?
Yeah,
Younger Marvin.
Younger Marvin.
I think he's a bigger Marvin. He's bigger Marvin, yeah, from a stature standpoint, and he's excellent too. Like, just an amazing route runner. Obviously, football IQ out of this world, and you know, he's finally, you know, pre-injury was coming into his own. I felt like, so, you know, a lot of weapons to account for.
What does Dee Alford mean to your defense?
Man, so much. It's been so cool having him be such a big part of it. You know, his versatility first and foremost, the ability to play outside and inside. I think people underestimate how difficult that is. Playing inside, especially in the system that we've put in here this year, is very linebacker-ish from a run perspective. It's very corner-ish from a match and man perspective. It's very safety-ish from a communication standpoint and a zone perspective. So you have to learn so much. And I haven't seen a whole lot of guys have a lot of success swinging back and forth, especially within the same season. And he has done that in such an amazing way this year. And when he's gone in, like, you haven't felt this drop in football, like drop in play. So it's been, it's been really cool for, and I've said this in the past, someone that maybe didn't feel great about how things were going as far as his career was concerned last year, and didn't feel great about the way he had played, and for him to have this year, it's why we coach, you know, and he's such an amazing teammate and person, and you know, the way he attacks every day, his process is amazing, and his humility is unbelievable. So just very fortunate to have him.
What's it been like to watch James Pierce Jr. with his streak going on as well?
Yeah, I mean, we're seeing something, you know, borderline historic, you know, especially for a rookie, and goodness gracious, there is so much more meat on the bone. Like, he's finding his way, and he's growing, and he's getting better every week, process included, which I've mentioned in the past. But there's still so much more out there for him, you know. And when this game starts to slow down, he really starts to figure out the game, and his own skill set and his self-awareness goes to another space. Like, he's got a bright future. He really does.
He's making a sort of late push for Defensive Rookie of the Year. As a coach, is that anything that you pay attention to? Do you like to see your guys recognized that way? Does it matter? Do you try to ignore it?
In all honesty, yeah, this game is the most important. Yeah, that is absolute truth, and I'm hyper-focused on this game, as we always are, you know. But at the same time, that's something that I recognize as being special. You know, I really do, you know. And now, will we do something out of our scheme to make that happen? No, you know, it's not that important. But at the same time, like, it's an amazing feat, and it's one to be celebrated. And if you were to get it, it would be great. But, you know, how you get that award is by just continue to improve this process that he has done, and play really good football, and ultimately that'll lead to winning. So I think we want the same thing, but to get him that award would be awesome. It would.
How did you get the news today that you were the offensive player of the week here?
I saw it on social media, and someone on our media team let me know, so that was pretty cool to see. You know, my first time having it, I think it was.
All right. familiar with the work of L.G. Crumpler.
Yeah, he's a good fella.
Can you just like put yourself back in Thursday night and like, are you in a flow state at that point? It just felt like everything was kind of going your way and you were just kind of having your way with it.
You saying during the game or now?
Yeah, like during the game.
Yeah, I mean, just sometimes just the ball just keeps rolling and keeps finding you and, you know, making plays, and it was fun to do.
Zac said you've gotten a lot better at working zone coverage. What do you think your best advancement there has been?
Just breaking down film with the quarterbacks, seeing how they see it and how I can just play a little faster and see coverages quicker to, you know, react and be in the right position.
Did you start doing that more recently, going into their room, breaking down film with them?
I would say like last year and this year.
Zac talked a little bit about how you're still kind of coming into your own, and like even though you're 5 years in the league, you're still 25 years old, still pretty young by league standards. I mean, do you feel that you're kind of getting closer to that potential?
I mean, you never arrive, so it's just something that each year you want to keep getting better. And like I said, I'm on the younger side, so it's just a lot of growing to do as well.
Kirk talked earlier about being comfortable playing on expiring deals because he's done this a bunch of times in his career. For you, this is a new thing. What's it like to be playing at the end of a contract, feeling like you're playing, you know, you can earn yourself some money, but you don't know exactly what the future holds? How do you handle that personally?
I don't think about the money. I don't think about contract. I think about just being here in the moment with my teammates and my brothers, because I get to see these guys every day, and it's just fun being here with them, and whatever happens in the future happens.
Would you want to come back here? Would that be your first choice to be back here again?
Yeah, I would love to be here. I love being here.
In that vein of being in the moment, was Thursday, like, can you describe just like the feelings of that game? It felt like there was kind of a release from the team, obviously, when you come back.
I mean, yeah, it was great. Obviously, to win, that was great, and just us just playing free and just free and fast.
I think Kirk has proven something over the last 4 games.
I think, you know, Kirk's been doing this at a high level for a lot of years, and it's just, you know, him playing his ball.
How early into a game can you tell that you're kind of on one and having a really great game?
You're not looking at stats. You're just trying to keep pushing the ball down the field and scoring in the red zone and scoring in general. But, you know, at the end, when they tell you the stats at the end of the game, you're like, oh, well, that did happen.
When did you see the stats on Thursday night? Someone told
At
you
the end of the game.
Yeah,
at the end of the game.
And what was your reaction?
Wow. I was like, damn. Yeah, that was a pretty good one. And, you know, but now it's time to flush it and move on to the next week.
In the moment, though, could you just feel like, all right, give me the ball, I'm on fire?
No, never that. Obviously, it's great that the ball finds you, and when it does, when you get your opportunity, just make the most of them.
I mean, you guys are going out and facing off with one of the top tight ends in the NFL right now. I mean, do you have a relationship with Trey McBride?
I wouldn't say like buddy where we talk on the phone, but obviously just respect this game, and you know we'll probably get more closer this year, tight than you.
What do you see from him? Like, what makes him such a unique player?
I mean, he just can do it all, and he can stretch the field vertically, and he can make you miss, and he's a great competitor.
How do you account for Buda Baker, you know, buzzing around there, safety and moving around and stuff?
Buda's he's a good friend. Actually been going against him. We have the same agent, so we've been kind of competing in the offseason as well, and it's just cool to go against him and a vet, and he's a good competitor, so it'll be good to see him again.
How many years have you done that tight end?
I did it my first 2 years, and then I got hurt after that, and then I had my baby, so I'll be looking forward to go back this year, yeah.
Okay.
Is it in Nashville again, or are they?
I think they're actually moving it, but I don't know the exact spot, but I think they are moving it, though.
Miss T. Swift?
Yeah, they said she was there last year.
Oh, I'm doing great. I mean, it's kind of like a redemption, in a sense. You know, just all the hard work that I put in the off season, and it's showing. Different things like that. But other than that, you know, it's exactly what I wanted it to be. Just knowing what I had to do, come in and continue to grow and get better as a person, as a player, and I feel like it's been showing with my play, and I want to continue, to put that film out like that. So.
What is it about Jeff Ulbrich's defense that has allowed you to thrive?
Shouts out to Coach Brick. With his defense, he allows players to bring the plays to life. He don't want you to be a robot out there, so he puts you in great situations to make plays and different things like that. He'll allow you to play free, be you, use your strengths within his defensive schemes and bring play calls into life. And I feel like I've been doing a great job of doing that. Not only me but just the defense in general. So.
AJ called you a perfectionist earlier, so hearing you say you like that Brick's defense allows you to be free, what's that balance like?
I mean, it's just like, it's come with watching a lot of film, you know. So I was saying earlier, like, Coach Brick may call a defensive call where you're supposed to go to the right, but he'll allow you to go to the left if you're going to go make that play to the left. Different things like that. They're just a small example. And then shouts out to AJ. I do feel like I'm a perfectionist, you know, wherever he said perfectionist. But, I mean, like, that was come with it. Just knowing, you know, like, different looks. It's kind of hard to explain. Just watching film and just knowing different looks and different, you know, things that come up in the game, and you were able to put yourself in, you know, in a situation or a position to make plays. So that's all that kind of matters.
Do you think Brick's defense allows you to really tap into your versatility, like more so than ever before?
I'll say that. I feel like he just does a great job allowing you to play towards your strengths. So if you're a man-to-man guy, he's going to put you in man-to-man situations. If you're a zone guy, he's going to put you in zone situations, you know, so you able to play towards your strengths and make plays and be free and stuff like that.
How much do you pride yourself on being able to just plug and play? Like, you've been in the nickel spot, you've had to take over when a starter's down in a regular corner spot, like, and it seems like you fit in naturally anywhere.
Because I want to say, just over the off season, I don't just train for nickel. I do cornerback, I do safety, I do different things like that. So for situations like this pops up, I can play outside, I can play inside. I never wanted to just label myself, you know, as a nickel, you know, because like before I came here, I played cornerback my whole life. My first time playing nickel was when I got here, so different things like that. And then, you know, it's just a blessing to be able to show, you know, everyone that I can play cornerback and inside and do, you know, return, stuff like that. So just being versatile, you know, it kind of showed like the type of person I am. I can do, you know, a lot of different things.
Has there been one moment this season where you're like, okay, I got this, like feeling really settled in yourself?
I mean, it's kind of hard to say, but, you know, I'm going to go back to Buffalo week. Just not having practice, you know, nickel, you know, and just throw it in nickel in the game, you know, due to, you know, an injury or something like that, and you're able to prevail in that situation. That's kind of like just show the type of person I am, the type of player I am, and just ready for any type of moment. And I feel like I've been doing a great job with that, just showing everyone, like, no matter where you put me, I'm going to find ways, you know, to make plays and, you know, try to help this team succeed.
What's your relationship with Kobe Bryant?
Oh, we got a good relationship. Soon, you know, from day one since we signed him, I want to say maybe I was probably like the first or second person to hit up Kobe and just let him know, like, you know, I'm undrafted too. You get what I'm saying? And I'm going into year 4. So it don't matter if you first rounder, second rounder, third rounder. It doesn't matter. Like we gonna do this together. You know, we're gonna come in, you're gonna work, we're gonna get better, and we're gonna help each other grow. You know, that's the main thing.
And you talk about, I mean, you got your opportunity. I mean, he looks like he's getting his opportunity potentially coming up on Sunday. I mean, what's your message to him now that he like has this chance to potentially make his impact?
You know, he was able to get his feet wet last game, and you just got to grow from that. See, now you got to dial in more on your film, different things like that, because, you know, in this league, you just never know. You know, you never know somebody get hurt every game, every day. So just always put yourself in a situation where you're going to be ready when your number get called. And I feel like Kobe going to be ready. You know, he's a dog, and, you know, he watch film as much as we do, and, you know, I'm just ready to see him go out and ball out, you know, in Arizona.
What's his strength? Like, what makes him
his ball skills. Kobe got great ball skills, different things like that. His confidence, you know, different stuff like that. He can get caught on, he can anything. He's never going to lack confidence. He's going to keep on lining up and giving his all. And that's all you can ask for as a, you know, a defensive back. You know, we play one of the hardest positions, you know, in the world. So, like I said, he got a lot of confidence, and I'm ready to, you know, for it to show.
Did you see that kind of? I mean, look. I mean, steps in, he gets called. Is it number called?
I mean,
it's Mike Evans on the other side.
I mean, that's just in the game, but just like at practice, I see it every day. He goes against Drake London. He goes against Kyle Pitts. He goes against Bijan. He goes against, you know, it's a lot of talent that we have here on this roster that he goes against every day, and I see the, you know, the competitor in him. So.
Does he talk?
He talks a lot. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, I know it was almost a week ago, the interception at this point, but can you just walk through it from your perspective, what you saw on the play and what allowed you to make it?
Yes, on that particular play, I want to say it was 2-by-2. just knowing 2nd and 10, knowing when Baker need a play, he gonna try to find Mike Evans. You know, obviously Mike Evans was having some success against Kobe, so I kind of like, you know, kind of had to do my own thing a little bit. Gave him a little disguise. He thought I was playing man coverage, which I wasn't. I actually was supposed to stay on 2 inside, but just me trying to, you know, help out my teammate. I knew he was gonna try to attack Kobe on that, you know, that play, and I just kind of like, you know, left my guy. I see Baker staring Mike Evans down. I was able to just make a huge play to change the game.
That kind of speaks to a little bit of the freelancing that you were talking about with Brick.
With Brick, he allow you to do that type of stuff. You get what I'm saying? So you can just be free and just go make plays for sure.